Howdy guys, welcome back to Deal by Deal episode 43, and this is in 2019, and this deal is a hidden FSBO. So not everybody knows what that means. I think a lot of folks watching know what a FSBO is. It's an acronym that stands for For Sale by Owner. So this is a seller that is trying to sell their house without hiring a professional to help them. A lot of realtors like myself and investors are going to be calling these for sale by owners to see if they can either make a deal on making a good purchase, or for agents, we're calling for sale by owners to see if they're ready to hire a realtor to help them get that property sold. And so what a hidden FSBO is I was calling around at these properties, and somebody had something that I thought I might be interested in purchasing. It was a pretty rough property here local, and when I called them and went and took a look at it, it wasn't a very good fit. He wanted too much for what it was. It was really rough, and it just wasn't a good fit for us. But a great question to ask, whether you're an agent or an investor and you're calling these for sale by owner sellers, is ask them if they have anything else that they're looking at selling. If they do, what a lot of people do is they'll sell them one at a time instead of all at once, because it can be overwhelming. And that's what was going on in this case. He wanted to sell this property first before he sold the other property that he had for sale. So that is a hidden FSBO. He knew he was selling it, but nobody else did, and nobody else would have if I wouldn't have asked. And that's where I found this deal. So this other property that he had did fit the description of what we were looking for. It was a pretty large home with good bones, pretty large for a modular. So it was a modular home on its own lot on a permanent foundation, and so it should have been financeable, but it wasn't in good enough shape. Just needed mostly cosmetic stuff, missing like flooring, paint. I think we put a heater in, some things like that. But the bones were generally good, the foundation was good, the wall was good. Everything just needed cosmetic, and then just the furnace needed some sort of work there. So it was the typical FSBO deal is what we were aiming for. We used private money to purchase this property, and then we got it all fixed up. So a private investor came and invested the money, and we paid them interest on their money, so they made a good investment. And we bought this home, I'm thinking, for around 100 or 120. It's been a while, so I don't remember the exact details. And we put more money and time into it, but we were able to wrap up the project, and not too long, my business partner at the time just moved into it because it was, livable fixer, and worked for maybe a month or so to get it fixed up. When we turned around to sell it, I had a buyer client who was looking in this price range that was having a really hard time finding something on the lower end of financeability. He was qualified to buy a home, but couldn't, there wasn't much on the market. So before we actually put this on the market, I brought it to him directly and said, if you're interested, this one's going to be listed real soon. And it was a great fit. But he wasn't a good prospect for owner finance because he didn't have a really large down payment. And that was kind of the strategy for this property. And it was a good opportunity for us, so we just swapped strategy and turned it into a regular flip, which made it the right fit for this buyer. So he was able to buy it on an FHA loan, if I remember right. Might have been conventional, but I think it was FHA, and we were able to get that sold to him, make a pretty nice profit in a relatively short amount of time. We did have one hiccup with the loan when we were going through with that. I didn't know or realize at the time, because I do so many FSBO deals and do so much creative or alternative financing, but you have to have owned the property for a certain amount of time before you can sell it and have it qualify for certain loan programs like the FHA. And so we weren't in that window, or we were in that window where we had to wait, and that cost us a little bit extra because we ended up having to buy an extra appraisal, if I remember right. So we sold it to them within the 3 months or whatever it was, and then we couldn't complete the deal, so we had to, or in that timeline. What we had to do to remedy that was to write a new contract with new dates after that time period window, which I think was 3 months. And then we had to start with a new lender and a new contract, and we're able to close the deal. The buyer needed to move in, so we moved him in early and charged a little bit of early occupancy, which is like rent. And so a couple moving parts there on that deal, but it was a pretty decent flip and got somebody into a home that was struggling in that price range. And all because I asked the right questions to the seller who had something that wasn't a good fit, and I found that hidden FSBO, which can be pretty awesome. So anyways, hope you enjoyed that, learned something. Have a great day. If you guys have any real estate needs whatsoever, please reach out. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, share, follow